should be hitting the US later today.
Yeah, and it'll be here in Raleigh. We're supposed to get pretty significant weather on Wednesday and Thursday.
We've been fortunate in Trinidad. We just south and we
Yeah.
just keep fast. They start to the east of us and then they just keep going north.
All right. Thank you for filling that up while we got set up. Good day to everyone. Great to see you in person. It's so much nicer than anonymous emails, at least if we can't meet in person. Thank you, everyone. We've got a full-on 60-minute monthly meeting that we're going to go straight into in just a moment. I'm delighted to be hosting, and I think I just saw Antonio is going to be able to join us as well today, so it's great to have us both there. The objective of today's meeting is, first of all, it's a pleasure to welcome new members. In the last 4 weeks, we've had 32 new members join the Institute. So thanks to all of you and your passion and sharing and communication. It continues to grow and expand. In 18 months, which is when we started, Tony and I are delighted with the progress we're making as it continues to evolve. But most importantly, what pleases us is the development of implementation professionals around the world. We're very excited today to be launching the Institute's very first white paper, which has evolved from our conference that we hosted in February with the same title, The Future of Strategy Implementation. And some of the members were kind enough to contribute. Some of them are able to join us today and will share their views. Unfortunately, one or two others had conflicting meetings, and I will fill in those gaps. We're going to have a discussion on the future of strategy implementation. And then a couple of updates for you on what's happening in the next couple of months. And I'm going to close out today's meeting. I would say it's not every day we have someone publishing a book, but I published mine last week. Antonio's is coming out in a couple of months. And then together we're publishing a joint book at the end of the year. So it will seem like it, but I'm just going to share a little bit of insight because I've been delighted to launch the World's Best Bank just 6 days ago, and it's been received phenomenally well. Can I ask you just to put your mute on for those? Thanks. To those who are new to the meetings, our focus on the monthly meeting is each month we have a different topic. We also, though, because of the virtual world, want to use it as our network to bring people together until we can all meet in person again, which hopefully maybe next year. It's also to share updates on content, material, things that are happening, to answer any questions that you may have, to gather your feedback, and to discuss and to debate. And I'll just emphasize the meetings are the first Tuesday of every month at varying time because we are a global membership. We have members from New Zealand to America, so obviously it doesn't suit everyone. But we do record the meetings, and all the meetings are on the Institute's YouTube site. So, sorry, let me just admit we've got a few more joining. Here we go. So sorry, those I kept waiting. I was doing the introduction. We were going to go around the room for about a minute, but I'm going to ask you just to keep it to 30 seconds. Once again, I'm going to ask you just to switch your mic off if you're not talking. Oh, thanks. Okay. And I'm going to just call it out as the screen appears. I'm going to ask you just to speak 30 seconds, where you're calling from, what you're doing, and your interest in the Institute. And Larry, you're right after me on the screen, so I'm going to ask you to go first.
All righty. Thank you, Robin. My name's Larry L.J. Macco. I am passionate about strategy, implementation, execution. I was introduced to the Institute by Randy Rawlinson, the president of LBL Strategies, who wrote the paper I'm going to present on his behalf today. I'm passionate about strategy, implementation, execution, and I look forward to sharing with all of you.
Thank you, Larry. Jonathan, and then be Nigel.
Hi, Jonathan Gilbert, calling in from Raleigh, North Carolina. I was introduced to the Strategy Implementation Institute through Antonio, whom I've known for a number of years, as well as you as well, Robin. And I've been a part of organizations, either by name or by topic, in strategy, execution, and implementation for a number of years. I'm passionate about the topic as well. And I'm just grateful that we've got a medium like this where we can share ideas and get to know each other better. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jonathan. Mr. Romano, my last
Thank
ever
you.
boss.
It's good to be here. But my interest started way back in 1999 when we got together at Citibank on the whole quality initiative. And since then, I've been involved in banking and in public accounting and in strategy implementation. So when Robin advised me about the Institute, I said, great idea, I'm on board, and I'm looking forward to applying this to help people implement, because as we know, north of 75–80% end up in failure. So that's why I'm here.
Thank you. And Larry and Nigel are both in the Caribbean. Bjarne, hey. Yep. And then we'll have Gudrun with as our Iceland representatives. Or Denmark and Iceland, sorry.
Yeah, Bjarne Jonsson, living in Iceland, working with colleagues in Denmark as well, in a company called Decide Act, which is developing and marketing a software solution for implementing strategies. Been involved in strategy and strategy implementation since 1996. So it's a pretty ingrown feature in my daily life, I would say. So it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie. And also representing Iceland, good morning, Gudrun.
Hi, how are you? Well, I started with strategy implementation when I hired Bjarne in 1996. So it's been a journey that we have had on and off since then. But then I got to know you, Robin, in 2008. And since then, basically since 1996, I've been working on strategy and strategy implementation. And now I'm running my own consultancy firm for the last 8 years. So I really enjoy listening to you. I missed the last few sessions because they've always been coinciding with other meetings. So I'm excited to be with you today. Thank you.
Great to have you. Thank you. Chris, we're going to go to you next, and then Michelle.
Hi, yes, so I'm Chris Briggs. I work with an organisation called London and Quadrant. It's a housing association in London. I feel quite a newbie to this whole world of strategy implementation. I joined L&Q about sort of 2.5 years ago in a strategy and business improvement team. I'm now working on the strategy side of that team. Historically, I've got experience on business improvements and Lean Six Sigma, et cetera, et cetera. So why I joined the Institute is quite clearly to benefit from all your knowledge. And I already have got through 3 of the modules, and it's been an astounding course so far. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Appreciate you saying. Chris, welcome on board. Great to meet you. Michelle, hey there.
Hi everyone, Michele Manocchi here from Canada. I'm Italian, living in Canada for a while now. I'm close to, I'm in London too, but London, Ontario. It's relatively close to Toronto. And I joined the Institute last year, probably more than 1 year ago, for the certification. I love the idea to switch the goal from, or the focus from the strategy planning to the strategy implementation, and really look at what's going on when you implement something. My specific angle is about intercultural relationships and equity, diversity, and inclusion. So I'm trying to apply this framework to those topics. Thank you.
Thanks, and I love your comment, he and him in your name. Good on you. Andre and then Jesse. Hey, Andre, great to see you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andrea. I'm from Brazil. I'm based in São Paulo. I've been working for, especially in engineering companies and maintenance, construction, design. I've been working in many different positions as CIO, controller, project manager, procurement manager. So I have a broad experience, and I'm trying to put this in practice in strategy, innovation, excellence, and projects. I think I'm trying to build an ecosystem here in Brazil to join all those areas.
Okay. Thanks, Andre. Jesse.
Yes, hello, good afternoon. My name is Jesse. I am based in the Netherlands. I work at Bostik, a company that develops adhesive solutions for all kinds of markets and applications. And the reason I joined is because we are working on a lot of digital projects. I'm working as a digital content marketer, and we find that there's a lot of culture change needed as well for a kind of traditional company. And yeah, just to ensure together with a few other colleagues that that we view strategy and that we view projects in a similar way.
Okay, Jesse, thank you. I'm sorry I missed it because I was trying to mute the others. Whereabouts are you based?
So I'm based in the Netherlands.
Netherlands. Thank you, and great to have you.
That's why we are here as a group. I think our competencies will complement each other, and I'm sure we can proceed with this. Hope so.
Okay, Ricardo, and then Henry. I haven't got you on picture, so I don't know if you're there. Ricardo?
Ricardo Sastre or Santos? I see there is another Ricardo.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Ricardo Sastre. Hey, we got two Ricardo.
Okay.
Thanks, Ricardo, you're there, so why don't you go first? And then Ricardo Santos, and then Henry. Hey, Ricardo, good to see you.
Okay, so I've been for the last 15 years leading projects, programs, portfolios, and project office around the world in 4 continents. And the reason I joined the institute is because there is a huge gap between the strategy design and implementation. I was seeing it in the companies I was working for, in the organizations, and I needed to find some way to try to address those issues and try to close the gap. That's the main reason I joined the institute the last year.
And you've also been, well, you're going to come back in later and share, so we'll come back to that. Thank you, Ricardo. And Ricardo Santos, if you're with us. No? Okay. Henry, hey, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you as well. Nice to meet you. Hi, everyone. My name is Henry. I have joined Bostik, the Bostik company 3 months ago. And my role is global traffic manager. So my aim is to drive as much traffic as I can on the websites of the group, both on the global level and on the local level.
Okay. And where are you based? Sorry.
I am based in at the HQ of Bostik in Paris.
Thank you. Great to have you with us.
Yeah.
Where are we up to? Jan, hi, and then Shona, and then, hey, Bun Leon. Okay, so Jan, you'd like to go first?
Sure. Hello, everybody. Jan Sander checking in here from Copenhagen, Denmark. I have the pleasure of working with Bjarne, who introduced DecideAct, our company, so I won't go into details with that. I've been heading a few companies in my time, and obviously I have that fueled my interest for strategy and strategy execution. So it's a great pleasure working with strategy and still learning a lot about it, even at my age.
Hey, not so much on the age, but yeah, 10 years journey.
Always so much to learn.
That's true.
So, it's the first time I check in here, and I'm pleased to be here. So thank you for the opportunity.
I'm delighted to meet you. Thank you for joining us. Shona.
Hi there, I'm Shona Benton, currently in Glasgow in Scotland. I am Head of Business Delivery and Development for the land and property part of HS2, which is Europe's largest infrastructure project. So I'm currently leading a strategy to make land acquisition more customer focused, which is a major and positive outcome that we're hoping for. I have worked in what I call strategy implementation for a number of years, including internationally, and have strong connections with Indonesia and Southeast Asia. And I have tried to implement strategies there. So I'm very interested in international culture. We have quite a diverse group in our team. And I'm interested in how different international cultures work with a working culture. And I joined the group looking for like-minded individuals to continue learning and possibly contribute where I can.
And also fellow Glaswegians. And so now, okay, and moving from where I used to live, born in Glasgow, to Singapore, where I've been for 30 years. Hey, Boon Leong.
Hey, Robin. Hi, my name is Boon Leong. I'm in Singapore right now. I guess I'm the only representative from this region. I've been doing quite a bit on balanced scorecard, portfolio management, project management. So essentially, in a way, the strategy implementation life cycle, I like to call it. So, I mean, always here to learn more about the latest practices and yeah, to learn from the others as well. Thank you.
Thanks, and hopefully Boon Leong and I will get to meet soon as two of the members in Singapore, but we've been in lockdown for a while now.
I know.
We're coming soon.
Right.
Dorian and then Kahina. Hi, Dorian.
Hello everyone. I'm also based in France, Paris. Same company as Henry. A few minutes before he just presented himself. What about me? So I'm looking in a strategy implementation in the international environment. Yes, and I'm working.
Sorry, Dorian, can you turn to the mic? We can't hear you.
Yep. Sorry. So yeah, I was just. I'm working in the digital department of Bostik, and that's basically all.
Okay. Thank you. Good to have you, Kahina. Hi there.
Hi everyone. So I'm Kahina, working at the same company, Bostik, as Henri Dorian, based in Paris, and also with Yesse. So we're all working in a global digital team. So I have in charge like several projects. So I'm glad to join the institute and to learn more about strategy, how to deploy projects in an international environment, and also how to engage our colleague in that project.
Okay, wonderful. Merci. Thank you.
Thank you.
Orafat, hi there.
Yeah, how are you? I'm engineer Osama Arafat I'm Jordanian, based in Saudi Arabia. General manager of electromechanical company in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. My experience based in project management, risk management, cost management, and it was really a very good chance to be added to your group in strategy implementation institution. So I'm very glad, and I hope that we will get a good bit while we are with you. Thank you.
Shukran, Orfat, great to have you on board. There's a few people who I can't see, so I don't know if you're with us. David and Julie, David Jordan.
Yeah, hi guys. Yeah, so I'm based in Singapore. I'm working in the pharma industry. I work in the strategy implementation since probably last 10 years. And I'm here to, well, to keep learning, well, basically, and to learn both best practices from you all guys, and to contribute as much as I could.
Nice. This is wonderful. We're going to have a France, a Singapore, a Barbados live meetings by next year, hopefully. Julie, lovely to see you.
Hi there. Yeah, I'm Julie. I'm currently in Brighton in England. I work for the University of Sussex, and I'm in the process of setting up and leading a new project portfolio. We have a very ambitious strategy from the university to deliver, and that's the reason why I'm here, is to get some experience and help along the way.
Wonderful, and we look forward to supporting you on that. Sir, I don't know, I've got ZGD on your name. I don't know how to address you.
Philip from Botswana.
Thank you, Philip.
Yes, I'm also glad to be here. I work for Orange Botswana, HR department. I believe I'm going to learn a lot from the captains of the industry. I'm just glad to be part of this team. Hopefully, by the end of this exercise, I will be fully equipped with the strategy implementation concept.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Anibal and then Shem.
Yes, hello everyone. Aníbal Castro from Venezuela, based in Austria in the Alps. Yeah, I've been working in project management, building PMOs, and always with a focus on business excellence, Lean Six Sigma. At the moment with Fujitsu services in Central Europe. And yeah, since half a year with the Strategy Implementation Institute, learning and developing my skills.
Wonderful.
I'm already starting to use it.
Even better to hear. Thank you. And Shem, please.
Thank you all.
Hi everyone, it's afternoon here in Nigeria, so good afternoon. And so I'm currently the manager of the Central Planning and Intelligence Unit for Billard Realty. Billard Realty is one of the leading real estate firms here in Nigeria. And also I am doubly the Chief Operations Officer for an NGO called the Better Life Program for the African Rural Woman. So I'm wearing two caps, one in real estate and then also for the developmental agency. I'm glad to be here and looking at learning a lot in terms of strategy development, not just for the real estate sector, but then also for the NGO community.
And good on you for doing that. Thank you for sharing. Sylvia and Sola and Stephen. Sylvia first, if you're with us. Okay, Sola. Oh, Sylvia, you're coming on. There we go. Hi, Sylvia.
Hi, everyone. I'm from Holland. I'm currently working in the operation areas. I'm keen on the strategy implementation. Therefore, I have been in the membership for the past over a year and really looking forward to seeing you all again on monthly basis.
Okay, so Shusha, that's wonderful to have you with us. Sola? Hi there. You're on mute. The most quoted state quote of last year.
Thank you. Thank you, Robin. So, hi, everyone. Pleased to be here. I'm currently in Abuja, Nigeria, and I currently work with one of the telcos, precisely Backbone Connectivity Network. And I've been into project management for at least about 15 to 20 years now. My major reason for being here is also to ensure that in the field of project management, we can have more successful projects by the way we are able to implement strategy. And so I'm here to also network and learn. I wear other caps as well outside of my 8 to 5. I work with PMIEF. That's the education arm of PMI. And then also I serve on a forum for the parent teachers forum for my children's school. So pleased to be here. Thank you.
And good on you for doing that, and wonderful to have you with us. Stephen, are you able to do a quick 30-second intro? And then Antonio is going to do the closing. No, okay. Just in case you didn't realize, Antonio managed to escape for a break. He's given us a very subtle picture with the waves behind. Hey, Antonio, do you want to say a few words?
Hi, Robin. Glad to be here, glad to reconnect, and good to see everybody. I'm very happy to see all the new members, the old members, and also starting to see some companies coming along like Bostik, which we got 5 members joining this month with his boss, Florent, very, very keen in developing the skills. Orange, Botswana as well. So I think this is an important step in our journey. So welcome everybody, and I look forward to a great discussion here led by Robin.
Okay. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate that's taken quite an amount of time. And what we'll do, the reason that we did it is because, you know, the monthly meetings, we only started a few months ago, and we do want to use it as networking opportunities so that you know each other and can connect through either email or LinkedIn. So if it looks like we won't have enough time today, if my section, the final section on sharing the insights from the world's best bank, I will do as a separate complimentary webinar if we need the time, so that we still cover everything. So I'm going to go straight ahead into 3 key updates that Antonio and I are delighted to announce. It's been 2 years since we developed the content, and in a digital world, 2 years is the equivalent of 14, because, you know, it's like a dog's life. It goes so quickly. So in August, Antonio and I are delighted to say that we're going to update the course content, and we would like to launch from today to ask you to let us know of anything you would recommend in terms of articles, videos, or material that you feel is critical that should be included. And we'd welcome you to share that through the Institute on email. So in August and September, we're going to update the course content. The body of knowledge, therefore, will also be impacted. So we've postponed the body of knowledge so that when we publish it, the new version at the end of the year, it will have the latest update in it. So it will be the most current for you. And also, I can't remember if I put it on the next slide. No. So one of the other things we're working on right now is to create the members page on the Institute website. So when we do upload new articles to the course, even for those who have finished the course, you will continue to get the learning of the new material, and that will come out by August as well, so that you will be able to see all the new content and material. And then the main part of what we're talking about today is we're absolutely delighted that we're going to be launching the white paper. We'd like to recognize that in the last 4 weeks since our last meeting, I'd like to congratulate 4 new what we call SIPs, Strategy Implementation Professionals. These are members who've gone through the course, the 12 weeks open course, self-learning, that takes about 30 hours. And they then took the exam, and congratulations to Donna, Matthew, Mohammed Sabuth, and Rafiq. And we're delighted that they've now joined the community of SIPs, which, Antonio, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's up to about 60 or 70. So it's rapidly growing. We had a great response to the question that was posed by Antonio on every month. We want to gather research so we can start to collate and become more factual. And the question was asked, what do you think Project Management Office will evolve into in the coming years? Very few, 1 in 8, thought it would stay the same. The same thought it would disappear, and we can clearly see that 77% saw it evolving from a project office to being strategy implementation office, which is obviously good news for the Strategy Implementation Institute, as so many project managers look to evolve with that demand. So thank you to all those who contributed, which takes us to the introduction and the launch of the white paper called The Future Strategy Implementation. In February, we hosted a conference. Our first speaker was Professor Rita McGrath from Columbia. And on the second, we did it just a couple of hours on each day. And the second day was Tony O'Driscoll from Duke. And on the third day, we had 2 companies, Singapore Airlines, and we also had our partner in the certification, APMG. And after the conference, we took your inputs And I'd like to personally thank Randy, Ricardo, Joe, Gurpreet, Michelle, and also Antonio, because together we then discussed the inputs from the conference and we identified what were the future trends. And what we would like to do is share with you just a quick 2-3 minute summary, 3-minute summary from each of the presenters each of the people who contributed to the white paper. They're just going to share what their thinking was. And then after that, we'll have a discussion. So we'll go into a breakout for you to then talk about whether you agree or disagree and what is the impact from the work you do. So first of all, we're just going to do in the order they appear in the white paper. So Antonio's been kind enough to take a break on his vacation, and Antonio was focused on implementation prioritization. And Antonio, are you good to share?
Yes, Robin, I can speak a few minutes quickly on this.
Thank you.
Topic. So I think one thing I've been working the last 2 years and for the HBR book is most of the project management concepts and I think strategy implementation were made for a world which is not the current world. It was a world driven by efficiency, with operations playing a big role, and projects were optional, something nice to have, but not priorities. And now in this new world where projects are everywhere, most of our concepts are dated. They're old, they don't work. One of them is prioritizations. We all know the standard approach. You need to create a business case for each of your projects, calculate return on investment, intangibles, and then you put weights. But those processes were made for when you had 20 projects and you could spend a few months trying to do that. But today companies have 800 projects, 1,000, 2,000. So those concepts are old and need to be reinvented urgently. All that world of project and project management and PMO. As you know, I'm a big fan of that kind of new vision and prioritization. I created this article for HBR, which was about using purpose and priorities as your main driver for prioritization. So it's the 5 P's that I created there based on priorities, purpose. Starting with the purpose, I'm a big believer of purpose. Project management methods like the PMBOK, Prince2 never talk about the purpose. I think it's something that we should be talking much more than just business cases. So purpose, priorities, projects, and then you need people. People are essential for everything we do, especially in a world driven by change where there's going to be a lot of automation of operations, but not projects. And then finally, the performance measuring, not just inputs and outputs, but outcomes, benefit, impact, and the bigger picture, sustainability, diversity, the mega trends that we need to take care of. So that's kind of a very, very brief summary, Robin, on what I'm trying to cover in this piece.
Thanks, Antonio. Very well summarized. Which leads into myself. And I talked about the shift in leadership style. And I'm as passionate as Antonio is about the changes he's seeing. That leadership, the ground underneath their feet is literally shaking because you cannot continue to lead the way you have in the past. Traditionally, leaders were bureaucratic, meeting after meeting, and they went into those meetings telling people what to do. But as we move to digitally driven organizations, leadership styles have shifted. For example, one CEO said to me, Robin, I used to go to meetings to tell people what to do. Today, I go to find out what's happening in my company. Why? Because in digital, there's a groundswell of activities such as customer journey mapping, pain point analysis, hackathons, design thinking, data analytics, and all that is changing almost daily in the way we operate and the business model. So what does this mean to leaders? In the white paper, I highlight 6 key areas that leaders have to have the mindset to go back to school. none of us learned digital as part of our MBA, you know, in this current group. I mean, the new ones are, but for us, it wasn't there. So we have to learn things like Python and SQL, which is coding, how to do data analytics, what is machine learning, encouraging failure, you know, which for some cultures is very, you know, unusual. But this focuses on the work by Amy Anderson from Harvard about psychological safety. Putting customer obsession at the heart of everything. So digital truly allows us to now become customer obsessed because of the amount of data, which takes me to the fourth, leverage data for better decisions. In other words, better data, better decisions. It's not about having big data, it's about how you analyze the data. Minimize bureaucracy is one of the first steps on the road to digitalization. You have to get rid of the bureaucracy. And the last one is one of my personal ones for implementation, which is the importance of holding people accountable, where you can increase the chance of them taking the right actions from 10% to 97%. Okay. So this is what I highlight in the paper. Oh, sorry, that's here we go. Ricardo, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Robin. Well, the topic I took for the paper is leverage AI in implementation. I took this paper when I was working for my previous company. After I wrote it, I have started working for Microsoft. And in fact, I'm working in the artificial intelligence area. I can tell you now that I'm working in this area that this is very quickly progressing. This brings the one of the debates that we have in our profession, that is AI is going to be a threat or an opportunity. Because when you read articles, research from Gartner saying that by 2030, that is just in 9 years, 80% of the work of the project management is going to disappear, of course you get worried. You think that this is a major threat for us in our profession. But on the other hand, if we look at the two main areas that AI can help us, that are the automation and the prediction, there is multiple options for us for doing our work better as project managers or project office leads. And we have to make use of these capabilities that the AI is going to bring for us in the profession. But for that, we need our organization and our companies to be clear about the AI strategy that they want to pursue, and to be aligned, to be sure that we close the gap that there is between that strategy design and the implementation. And we have to take in our profession this as an opportunity for us to lead this change, because this change is going to happen. Even if we don't want it to happen, it will happen. I can tell you, I'm seeing the progress of AI very closely inside Microsoft, and it's very, very quick. How is this progressing? So we have to take this as an opportunity and drive the change and lead it ourselves. So
yeah, Ricardo, thank you. And I just want to echo, I mean, you took on one of the more challenging subjects and you did extremely well with it. And you and I share a passion. I mean, we all know AI is the new engine. The old engine was people at the center of operations. Today, it's AI at the center of operations being your engine. And you took on a very challenging topic and did extremely well. So on behalf of Antonio and I, thank you for your contribution. I should mention, by the way, with the wonders of technology, as we're talking, in your inbox, you'll find the white paper to be able to download. So it's gone out during the meeting, and it's hosted on the Implementation Hub at the moment until we set up the new page on the Institute website, but you can download the white paper. The email has gone out to you. Joe, I'll just double check. I haven't seen Joe come in. No, Joe's got a conflicting meeting. So I'm going to cover what Joe contributed. Joe has been a wonderfully active participant, and he talked about the role of middle managers in implementation and the need for middle managers to be explicitly involved and accountable for strategy implementation as an ongoing trend. Research shows us that most, more middle manage, 64% of middle managers don't even know what their company strategy is about. And these are people with 1 or 2 down from the senior leaders. So there's a massive gap in support for middle managers. They need to be guided by the leadership capability, work experience, and what the company needs them to do. So not enough emphasis is put on putting structure around how middle managers contribute to the implementation. And one of his other key points is that middle managers need to maintain a united position. In other words, articulating a consistent, coherent message about what the strategy means to the business. Otherwise, you end up with confusion because everybody translates it into their own language and their own meaning. So on behalf of Joe, thank you for that. Randy, for some reason, decided to celebrate some funny date in America called July the 4th and sent Larry in to not celebrate July the 4th and be with us. So Larry, thank you for stepping up.
I appreciate that. Are you seeing me? Okay.
Yeah.
So good morning, everybody. I appreciate Randy giving me the opportunity to present. It's a little bit more complicated.
It's okay, I'm going to mute while you're talking. Please go on, Larry.
Okay, it's a little more complicated than celebrating a holiday. He had the opportunity to take advantage of easing travel guidelines in the States with COVID. He had, I think, some 40 relatives visiting him. So it was much more than his wife could execute without his assistance. So I'm sure he's practicing his proficiency right now. So let me just talk a little bit. Randy is an expert in strategy. He's been doing this for a long time. He's president of LBL Strategies, a consulting firm that has over 2,000 clients. And he took those lessons learned and he integrated them into a really good piece. And I was fortunate that he asked me to put a set of eyes on it. And he and I both share a passion in implementation aspect of strategy and how important that is. And one of those keys, which ties into something we talked about earlier with the middle management, is the purpose-driven strategy. Why are you doing what you need to be doing? And it's not enough for the top level to understand. Everybody has to understand. And the most important part of that piece is the middle managers. And Randy gives a good example in the white paper of having a solid purpose, understanding it, and implementing that purpose. And he pulls together a good example of a company, Neste, a Finnish company, that you want to talk about challenges, petroleum company that had to adapt to the emphasis on the environment and what the customers really want. And they developed a very simple purpose that they implemented not only in words, but at every level in execution. And that's first is defining the purpose. And one of the really good aspects of the article is Randy uses the symbolism of polar star, the North Star. You're navigating your company and yourself, and you're focused on that one direction that brings everybody together. We're all familiar with people trying to react to COVID and working in multiple directions, doing things just to do things, but it wastes resources. So Randy talks about the polar star in the article, and then towards the end, he works into implementing. How do you implement that? And that's where the middle managers is a key role. Everybody in the organization has to understand what that purpose is, and everything that's done has to be in line with that. And we are all familiar with alignment and the importance in strategy implementation of every level being aligned and working together as a team. So I think you'll find great benefits in reading the article. Randy draws on some great resources. I believe that Neste example is just really a good example how a company turned things around in an area where some people would have just said, no, we need to get out of this business. And they hung in, and Neste really turned it into a success. So I will look forward to hearing more resources from everybody. And Randy stands ready to answer any questions that anybody might have.
Well deflected, well presented, but well deflected at the end on questions. Thank you, Larry. You did that awesomely well. Thank you. You did Randy's presentation proud.
Good,
And,
I appreciate it.
Unfortunately, Gurpreet has a conflicting meeting, but Michelle is with us, and they collaborated to focus on the importance of culture needing to be more flexible than ever. Michelle.
Hi, Robin. Hi, Robin, everyone. So in a couple of minutes, the idea that we developed together with Gurpreet is that, even in the training, we talk about strategy and culture. Whom is the strategy, is culture for breakfast, the culture is strategy for breakfast. We want to go beyond this, and we want to propose an idea that is that we need to consider the two things together, and specifically focusing on the alignment of the two things, because you might have the best strategic plan ever, but if your organizational culture is not ready to support that plan, you will never provide. And so this is the where we started in thinking about that. And then we worked on which kind of cultural aspects are implemented in an organization and which kind of aspects they need to work on. And we list a series of recommendations for leadership. The main point here is that we want to say that culture is very complex. And it's impossible to say that an entire organization has one cultural lens. You have multicultural lens, level by level, senior manager, mid manager, frontline, and you have different cultures department by department. So it's very important to go deeper there, to try to analyze which is the organizational culture piece by piece, try to align them to the pole star, to the North Star that Larry was talking about, and the purpose that Antonio and Robin were talking about. We try to say that also considering that in this historical moment, we are shifting the paradigms that we are using to work. The hybrid works, the pandemic results, the fact that big companies are closing the physical offices, are moving everything online. This is a big change for example, the mid-management, and a series of other consequences in terms of technology, new skills, new relationship. So this just to tell that culture really needs to support the flexibility that we are talking about, and we need to find new ways to do so, especially in multicultural environments, in which the point, and I conclude with this, is how you interpret the things that we are talking about. What's your interpretation of our values? What's your interpretations of our purpose? So we want to suggest how to discuss about these topics.
Which you did fantastically well. Very, very well summarized, Michelle. Thank you for you, and please, on behalf of Tony, I say thank you to Gurpreet as well. You both collaborated and brought it out very strongly. We're going to have time. I'm just looking at the clock now, and obviously, as an implementation institute, we start and finish on time. So, what I'd like to propose is we have two things left to do. In just a moment, I'm going to put you into breakout groups of just 3 people. And you'll have 6 minutes, so a couple of minutes each, with 2 main focuses. One, so you can network and meet other members of the Institute. And secondly, please ignore the 9 minutes, change it to 6. The trends, what you just heard from the presenters, what resonated with you, what didn't. We won't do a group sharing today so that we finish on time. So just with the other couple of people in your breakout, what resonated, what was the message that came over strongest for you about the future trends of strategy implementation, or maybe something you didn't like, maybe there was a red flag. So groups of about 3 people, 6 minutes, so 2 minutes each. What did you like about what you've just heard? What did you not like? Here we go. We'll see you back in 6 minutes.